Imagine a plant so resilient, so eager to grow, that it asks for almost nothing but gives back so much. Picture a crop that can survive on its own, year after year, quietly waiting in the soil to offer its treasure. This is the story of the sunchoke, or as some call it, the Jerusalem artichoke. It is not a glamorous plant, and you won't often find it celebrated in fancy cookbooks. Yet this humble tuber has a history woven into the very fabric of survival. It has fed people through harsh winters and uncertain times, a steadfast companion in the garden when other, more delicate crops have failed. It represents a kind of quiet strength, a promise of sustenance rooted deep in the earth. The true magic of the sunchoke lies in its incredible independence. While many of our modern vegetables demand constant attention, careful watering, feeding, and protection from pests, the sunchoke simply gets on with it. It is a perennial, which means it comes back every single year without you having to lift a finger. You plant it once, and it establishes a colony, spreading its knobbly tubers underground. Each autumn, after its cheerful yellow flowers have faded, you can dig up a generous harvest, and the best part? Any small piece you leave behind in the soil will sprout again the following spring, ensuring a continuous supply of food with minimal effort. This remarkable self-sufficiency made the sunchoke an invaluable ally to ancient peoples. Long before the first European settlers arrived in North America, indigenous communities understood and cherished this plant. They recognized its ability to thrive in a wide range of conditions, from sun-drenched fields to the edges of woodlands. It was a reliable food source that could be harvested from late autumn all the way through winter, even from frozen ground. In a world where food security was a constant challenge, the sunchoke was more than just a vegetable. It was a guarantee, a dependable partner in the rhythm of the seasons. Its presence meant there would always be something to eat. We often think of gardening as an act of control, of bending nature to our will. But the sunchoke invites us to think differently. It teaches us about collaboration with the earth. By planting sunchokes, you are not just growing a crop, you are participating in a cycle of abundance that has been turning for centuries. This plant is a living link to a more resilient way of life, a time when people worked with the land's natural generosity rather than against it. It is a reminder that sometimes, the most rewarding things in the garden are those that ask the least of us but offer the most in return. The sunchoke, scientifically known as Helianthus tuberosus, is native to North America. Its story begins with the indigenous peoples who first discovered its value. For them, it was not just a wild plant, but a cultivated crop, a staple food that provided nourishment when other food sources were scarce. They knew exactly where to find it growing wild along riverbanks and in open prairies, and they also actively planted and managed it in their gardens. The tubers were a vital part of their diet, offering a sweet, nutty flavor when roasted or boiled. This dependable harvest helped communities endure the long, cold months of winter, providing essential calories and nutrients. The relationship between indigenous peoples and the sunchoke was one of deep respect and understanding. They saw it as a gift from the earth, a plant that sustained them through its sheer tenacity. They knew that its strength was its ability to spread and regenerate. When they harvested the tubers, they would intentionally leave some behind, ensuring the patch would return even stronger the following year. This practice of sustainable harvesting allowed them to rely on the sunchoke for generations. It was a perfect example of working in harmony with nature, taking what was needed while ensuring the plant's continued survival for the future. When European explorers first encountered the sunchoke in the early 17th century, they were astonished by its productivity. The French explorer Samuel de Champlain found it being cultivated by indigenous people along the coast of what is now New England. He was so impressed by its flavor, which he said tasted like an artichoke, that he sent tubers back to France. The name Jerusalem artichoke is a curious misnomer. Jerusalem is thought to be a corruption of the Italian word girasole, meaning sunflower, to which the plant is related. The artichoke part comes from Champlain's description of its taste. This introduction to Europe marked the beginning of a new chapter in the sunchoke's journey. It arrived as a novelty, an exotic vegetable from the New World, but it would soon prove its worth far beyond being a simple curiosity. Its ability to grow easily and produce a large yield caught the attention of farmers and gardeners across the continent. Little did they know that this humble North American root would soon become a lifeline for millions, a bulwark against hunger in a continent frequently troubled by war and famine. The sunchoke was about to demonstrate its incredible resilience on a global stage. When the sunchoke arrived in Europe, it found a continent often plagued by food shortages. The 17th century was a time of conflict and unpredictable harvests, and people were desperate for reliable crops. The sunchoke fit the bill perfectly. It was incredibly easy to grow and was not fussy about soil type. It thrived in poor, marginal land where other crops would fail. Farmers quickly discovered that a small patch of sunchokes could produce a massive amount of food. This made it a popular choice for home gardens and small farms, providing a safety net for families when traditional grain crops were unsuccessful. During times of war, the sunchoke became an even more critical food source. Armies marching across the land would often seize grain stores and destroy fields, leaving local populations to starve. However, the sunchoke's treasure was hidden safely underground. Even if the tall stalks were cut down, the nutritious tubers remained in the soil, ready to be dug up. This made it a true survival crop. People could rely on their hidden sunchoke patches to feed their families when all else was lost. It played a quiet but essential role in helping communities withstand the devastation of conflicts like the 30 Years' War. The plant's reputation as a food for the desperate grew throughout the centuries. During the great famines that swept through Europe, the sunchoke was often one of the few things available to eat. In Ireland, it was grown alongside the potato and provided an alternative source of calories. Later during the Second World War, it once again became a staple in victory gardens across Britain and other parts of Europe. With food rationing in full effect, people were encouraged to dig for victory, and the sunchoke, with its high yields and easy cultivation, was a star performer. It helped fill empty plates, and provided much-needed sustenance during a period of extreme hardship. Despite its crucial role in saving lives, the sunchoke's association with poverty and hardship eventually contributed to its decline. After the wars and famines ended, people were eager to move on from the foods that reminded them of difficult times. The sunchoke became known as a famine food, something you ate only when you had no other choice. As prosperity returned and a wider variety of foods became available, the sunchoke was gradually abandoned. It was a vegetable that had served its purpose as a lifeline, but in times of plenty, it was quickly forgotten by the very people it had helped to save. So why did such a reliable and productive crop almost disappear from our farms and tables? The answer lies in the rise of modern, industrial agriculture. The sunchoke, for all its strengths, does not fit neatly into this new system. Its knobbly, irregular shape makes it difficult to peel and process by machine. Modern farming prefers uniformity, smooth, round potatoes and perfectly straight carrots that can be handled easily by mechanized equipment. The sunchoke, with its lumpy form, was simply too inconvenient for large-scale commercial production and the demands of supermarkets for perfect-looking produce. Furthermore, the very quality that makes the sunchoke so resilient, its tendency to spread vigorously, became a problem for mechanized farming. In a home garden, this is a wonderful trait as it ensures a continuous harvest. But in a large agricultural field, it is seen as a weed. Farmers want to precisely control what grows where, planting neat rows of a single crop. The sunchoke's desire to create a permanent spreading patch disrupted the tidy rotation of annual crops. It was easier for farmers to plant crops like potatoes, which could be completely removed at harvest time, leaving a clean field for the next planting. The sunchoke also faced a marketing problem. It contains a carbohydrate called inulin, which our digestive systems are not always well equipped to handle. For some people, eating a large amount of sunchokes can cause gas and digestive discomfort, earning it the unfortunate nickname, artichoke. This side effect, combined with its association with poverty, made it a hard sell to the public. As other, more digestible and socially acceptable vegetables became readily available, the sunchoke was pushed to the culinary sidelines. It became a forgotten root, relegated to the memories of older generations and the gardens of a few dedicated enthusiasts. And so, the crop that had defied extinction and saved countless lives was itself pushed to the brink of obscurity. It was not defeated by disease or climate. It was simply outcompeted by a system that valued convenience and uniformity over resilience and self-sufficiency. The sunchoke became a symbol of a bygone era, a relic of a time when people grew food for survival, rather than for profit. Its story is a powerful lesson in how our food choices are shaped not just by taste or nutrition, but by economics, technology, and culture. The fall of the sunchoke was a quiet tragedy of modern progress. Today, as we stand on the precipice of new challenges in 2025, the sunchoke is poised for a remarkable comeback. we are beginning to recognize that the very traits that led to its downfall are now its greatest strengths. In an era of climate change and growing concerns about food security, a crop that is perennial, drought-tolerant, and requires no fertilizers or pesticides is incredibly valuable. The sunchoke is the ultimate low-input, high-output food. It offers us a way to grow an abundance of food while reducing our reliance on the resource-intensive methods of industrial agriculture. It is a crop perfectly suited for a more sustainable future. Beyond its resilience, the sunchoke offers significant health benefits. The inulin that once gave it a bad reputation is now celebrated as a prebiotic. Prebiotics are fibers that feed the beneficial bacteria in our gut, promoting a healthy digestive system. A healthy gut microbiome is linked to improved immunity, better mental health, and overall well-being. So, while it's wise to introduce sunchokes into your diet gradually, they can be a powerful tool for improving your health. They are also a good source of iron, potassium, and other essential minerals, making them a nutritious addition to any meal. For the home gardener, the sunchoke is a dream come true. It is one of the easiest and most rewarding plants you can grow. Simply plant a few tubers in a sunny spot and stand back. They will reward you with beautiful sunflower-like blooms in the summer and a bountiful harvest of tubers in the autumn. They even help improve the soil. Their deep roots break up heavy clay, and as the plants die back each year, the organic matter enriches the earth. Growing sunchokes is a simple act of rebellion against the demand for perfect, uniform vegetables and a step towards creating a more resilient and self-sufficient garden. The story of the sunchoke is a powerful reminder that the past holds valuable lessons for the future. By rediscovering forgotten crops like this one, we can build a more diverse and secure food system. The sunchoke is more than just a quirky vegetable. It is a symbol of endurance, a testament to nature's generosity, and a promise of abundance. As you tend your garden, make a little space for this unsung hero. In doing so, you are not just planting a root, you are cultivating resilience, honoring history, and growing a little piece of hope for the years to come.